Yo, what is up, guys? So we're here to talk about all of the new things in Black Ops 4. We're talking vehicles and stuff. We just got so much stuff to talk about. We got to jump into it with vehicles first. Oh, by the way, this is for Battle Royale mode. We'll talk about other modes and all of the changes as well as things in just a second. But first off, the Battle Royale mode, all of the questions that you guys had. In fact, I did so much research on Reddit and been watching so many other Call of Duty YouTubers. Alright, first off, I want to talk about vehicles because that's kind of one thing new to Battle Royale games. That I think that we haven't had a vehicle that actually shot. I don't really play much PUBG, but as far as Battle Royales go, there isn't really one that has a focus on vehicles, and this game looks huge. Alright, so first off, here's one of the vehicles. This is the chopper. By the way, I'll put all my sources down below in the description box. So it looks like there's one chopper that has some type of missiles on it. There's another chopper, and this one looks like more of a transport device. I'm not sure what the names of each one of these are, but I'm sure that they're probably assets they use from a previous Call of Duty game, more than likely from like the campaign. But here's another chopper. And then over here, it's showing off this scale, because a question that I had asked when we were live streaming, when I was talking about Call of Duty via Twitch, is, how many players in the Battle Royale? That's something that has not been confirmed, but looking at the scale of how many players are, like, in there, there's easily over 100, okay? I saw some people saying that it was 145, but there's no confirmation, guys, of exactly how many people are going to be in this Battle Royale mode. But it looks to be pretty large. Here's another vehicle here. This is going to be the, I want to call it like the big transport vehicle, but I'm assuming it's going to be 5 versus 5 or 4 versus, well, 4 versus another 4 squad. But, I mean, there's going to be 4 versus, like, more like 100 or something. But via, like, judging by their own reveal via the community event, there's easily 100 plus in this Battle Royale mode. But it kind of has me concerned, and I'll talk about that in a second. So, first off, one of the other vehicles is like a little small like quad, and it looks like you can have up to 2 people on this. Going back to the other one, obviously with this larger vehicle that's on the left, it looks like you can easily fit more than 4 people here, and it looks like they're just like standing and shooting, so that's really cool. I like games that have vehicle combat. It's awesome. I remember in Black Ops 1 you had like the snowmobile and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But again, one concern that I have is how many players are actually going to be able to play in this Battle Royale, because again, they didn't reveal that. My guess is they're still trying to work on getting as many players as possible, because the Chinese version of Call of Duty Online only has 18. Not to say that this Call of Duty game can't have more than 18, but I would assume that a Chinese developer would want to have as many players as possible in their Battle Royale game. It just wouldn't make any sense to have only 18 players. But guys, keep in mind, Ground War is just like not in the game because they can't fit enough players. It's going to be a huge task, and I hope that they get things right, but I'm really hoping that they get a lot of players in the Battle Royale game. But anyways, we got a lot more to talk about. So the next thing I want to talk about, as far as like things that you guys wanted to know about, and as well as things that I wanted to personally know about as well, because, well, I'm interested in playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4, specifically League play. But as far as like the regular game, I don't know if you're going to have specialists in the Battle Royale mode. I assume not, because you're going to have to pick up stuff, but you might pick up abilities. Again, this is stuff we don't know about as of right now, as far as it being officially announced. But as far as right now, what are the classes available in Black Ops 4? Now, keep in mind, all we have is the early pre-alpha right now, and it looks like there's 8 classes. There's Battery, Ajax, Torque, Firebreak, Recon, Crash, Ruin, and Seraph. Some of the characters are from Black Ops 3, but each one of them has their own abilities. I think I want to make a separate video for perks as well as all the different abilities, because it's each individual one. So if you want to be up to date on that, again, I'm going to have to get footage from a lot of different other YouTubers, but as far as like a general thing, this is kind of what this video is mostly about. But I'll go in depth about each class and like what their damage are, but that's going to take me a little bit of time, so again, that's going to be in a separate video. But as of right now, as far as like the classes, and it's more than just being a specialist, because not only do you have the ability to only select one, so if that means one person selects Battery, no one else can select Battery on your team. And there's a guy with a shield, and that guy seems to be pretty important. There's a healer too, but we'll get more into that in just a second. But I wanted to mention that like this game is more emphasizing on like the roles or the classes than the previous Call of Duty, because previously like you had abilities, but it definitely seems like this game is trying to orient itself more about being a team game. But an important question that a lot of people had in the community, and this is a lot of this footage is from the community event reveal. Now, I wasn't there, but I'm just gonna again provide all my sources down below. But as far as the game being boots on the ground, they said the game is boots on the ground. There's no jetpacks or like thrust movement. They said there's none of that. However, they were actually not correct on this because there is a grappling hook. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to play footage, but the guy basically grapples onto an area, and then he's using his ultimate, which he's slamming on the ground. Like, there is definitely verticality in this game, and this game was originally created with jetpacks in mind, and I'll even prove that to you guys in a second. But as far as there being jetpacks, there's none. Personally, for me, you guys know I like jetpacks in Black Ops 3 a lot, a lot more than I did in the previous Call of Duty games. So it is going to be boots on the ground, but there is still tactically vertical movement with one hero. It's with the guy that has the grappling hook, and so that can kind of change things. But for the most part, it is technically boots on the ground. But they said it is 100% boots on the ground, which is technically not true, but like I said, I personally like the grappling hook. Please keep that in there. Don't take it out because of me making this video. But okay, another thing I wanted to mention was the attachments on the gun. This thing has changed, and it can be pretty interesting. Okay, so here we see the Titan. It's an LMG. So they're trying to make certain guns excel at what they should be doing. For example, LMG, you're going to be basically prone, or you're going to be holding down an area, shooting down a bunch of bullets. And they have extended mag, which, you know, that's no big deal, right? We've had that. But you can see there's an extended mag too, so you can actually double up on certain attachments, but only on certain guns. So some guns won't have stock, some guns won't have quick draw. I feel like that's kind of lame in one sense, because, you know, why limit the players in any way, shape, or form? That's the way I'm always about in games. Even if, you know, putting, you know, quick draw on a gun that has the fastest ADS, why not be able to ADS, you know, 10 times as fast? I just think that limiting players is always a bad thing in games. But certain guns will excel more at certain things. What was interesting was an attachment like high caliber, where you would do more damage with headshots. If you equip a high caliber 2, what it's going to do is actually give you neck shots as well as, like, I guess, upper torso, which is interesting. Keep in mind this is all alpha information. But apparently, yeah, that's kind of interesting that they are also doing that with the game. So you can basically double, you can run like Quick Draw 1 and Quick Draw 2, which is probably something that I'm going to be running on most of my submachine gun classes. But we'll have to wait and see if they keep that in there. Again, this is all pre-alpha information footage. The next thing I want to talk about, Predictive Recoil. This is something I am really excited about because I'm sure a lot of you guys have played Fortnite, all right? You guys know when you're shooting someone and then the bullets just, they don't match up. It's because, not only because of, you know, the gun having recoil, but it's more so bloom. And, oh, dude, we dirtied this guy. I know this video isn't supposed to be about Black Ops 3 gameplay, but I did dirty this guy at the end. So let me explain what predictive recoil is. So normally on some guns, it would shoot up and then it would go to the left, or up and to the right. But now, since it's predictive, it's going to go in the same order every single time, which is absolutely amazing for players that want to have like the memorization. To me, that's a skill if you're able to track your targets and know exactly how your recoil is going to perform. Because I'm not a fan of bloom. Back in Halo Reach, when I used to play competitive Halo, I used to compete in MLGs for Halo 3. Reach came out and I couldn't handle the bloom. I did not go to one Halo Reach event, didn't play in any of the MLGs, because I hated bloom. It was such a dumb thing. They eventually took it out because people complained, but dude, the Halo Reach pretty much destroyed Halo, let's be honest here. But like bloom, I'm not a fan of it. You guys let me know. I honestly want to know your guys' feedback, because I used to play in the, when Black Ops 3 was popping, I used to play in the competitive section all the time. League play every day, stream for 8 hours. It was only league play. That's what I cared about. I cared about the competitive scene more than I did with like the casual. I'm not a fan of bloom, but I want to know how you guys feel about bloom. Anyways, next up, health in this game. You do not regenerate health, which is obviously pretty important information. Then you definitely want to know this. You actually have to pop, basically everyone has a heal. Although you can take it off for an extra 50 HP, which is actually armor, but armor is still basically HP in the game. It's not like Overwatch where it gives you like a 5 damage reduction, but more on that probably in the future, because they actually have not confirmed that armor doesn't give you anything else. But as far as I'm aware of, and by looking at other footage, it's the exact same as HP, as far as I'm aware of. All right, but anyways, so you actually have to pop your like health thing, and it regenerates over time. I'm not sure the exact integer, but we'll go more in depth about all the little like timings and things, and I think in another video. But I wanted this again to be like a general video. But anyways, you actually have to pop your health. And it heals you for maximum. You get a perk that actually makes it so it's faster. I'll get into perks in another video because, again, that's, I think, something that should be separate. But there are perks in the game, by the way. I remember that there was like some information like I don't know a month or two back that said like there's no perks in the new Call of Duty. But anyways, important other thing, quickscoping. Can you do it? The answer is yes. I checked out Pamaj's footage. I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out. But yes, you can indeed quickscope in the new Call of Duty. For me, that's kind of cool. I mean, like, you know, I'm always a fan of watching like sick montages. All right, let's be honest. Most people have moved from COD to Fortnite. But yeah, no, I do enjoy seeing the sick snipes once in a while. But you guys can let me know how you feel about quickscopes. Even though, oh, by the way, since I was just talking about the health is also at 150 in this game. But the time to kill is supposed to be a little bit longer. But as far as sniping goes, you still one-shot in the head. To me, that's an important thing. You should always be able to one-shot someone in the head if you are shooting them with a sniper. The next thing is, so they have this heavy emphasis on having like classes, which is something I mentioned earlier. Now, there is a healer. The healer can actually heal through walls, but for the most part, the time to kill is relatively still fast compared to a game like, you know, Overwatch where you have a tank, right? Although if someone has 200 health, obviously that can, you know, take a little bit longer. But there is like a medic in the game, so you don't technically have to equip the health thing, but I think everyone's going to be equipping the health thing. And a lot of people are saying this game is like Overwatch. I really don't think it's even close. Maybe you can compare it kind of to Rainbow, but like honestly, I still feel like it's its own game. Like, I'm really excited about this Call of Duty game, but I'm more interested in the Battle Royale because honestly, this game isn't really adding anything new, minus the Battle Royale to the Call of Duty experience. I mean, heck, they're taking away, you know, the jumping mechanics in the game. I feel like that's going backwards, but again, Battle Royale is hopefully what's going to save Call of Duty. In my personal opinion, I'm being like a top 5, top 10 game on Twitch, because we were talking about this, about Call of Duty Black Ops 4's reveal event. Like, is there any reason why someone would be, you know, interested in playing this for like a year long? Because pretty much it's kind of like Black Ops 3.5 and DLC. That's what we were talking about as well. But there's also like these razor wires, so they definitely want you to kind of play around with your team. It's definitely team focused here. Now you guys can see that there's these barbed wire, razor wire, and it's basically to lock down a choke. What happens is players will be moving slower. So if you're playing hardpoint, or there's this new mode that's basically like 2 CP for Overwatch. So you have to capture one area, then you move and you capture another area, and then, you know, switching sides. So a lot of people are again comparing it to Overwatch, but I don't think that's a good comparison. Like, yeah, the game mode's the same, but the gameplay and experience do totally different. Like I said, I don't think healers are going to be like that important in this game. At least that's my personal take on it. But next thing up, one of the most important things, league play, competitive. That's what I usually stream. Back when I used to play Black Ops 3 competitive, you know, reaching the max rank. Whether it was Black Ops 2, I got ranked like 32 on that, and then for Black Ops 3, you just got Master Series Pro. They didn't have like an exact like number. I guess there technically was leaderboards for like Call of Duty, like top 500 or whatever. But let's be honest, a lot of people that, if you play competitive Call of Duty, you know most of the people that were in the top there, they would just straight up cheat. Their win ratio was not the same as their KD. Like there's people with under 1 KD, and their win rate was like stupidly high. It was like 80%, and they just cheated. You know, they just boot people, which I hope is something that they address. They didn't talk about it at all. I would hope that they were like, dude, we're absolutely destroying booters. Anyone that does this is banned from the game. We're deleting all your stuff. You have to re-unlock everything. I hate cheaters in games. I don't think that that's anything they would want in their game. Another thing, campaign. Is there going to be a campaign? No, but there's solo missions for each of the heroes because they each have their own unique kind of like backstory. I think that's cool. Personally, for me, I mean, I kind of check out campaign, but honestly, I'm more here for the multiplayer. I'm not really here for zombies or anything like that. But I wanted to mention there is technically kind of a solo experience with this Call of Duty, which I'm actually interested to see, like, if it's any good. We'll definitely stream it. We'll check it out, see if it's any good. The new zombies mode, I mean, I'm not a big zombies guy, but they are adding something kind of new to zombies. They have this really heavy emphasis on melee combat in one of the zombies, which I think is cool. I mean, you guys see the swords and stuff, and like the mace, and I believe there's an axe. But like, I think that's cool. It's definitely something I'm going to be more interested in at least trying out because I like melee combat in games. But this is something kind of cool. I mean, looking at that screenshot, I thought that was from God of War. I thought that was a completely different game. For Honor 2 confirmed. But no, it looks cool. I'm interested in seeing, you know, what it has to offer. But again, I'm not going to be covering zombies too much on Twitch or YouTube. Another thing, the Battle Royale mode, okay? They didn't show any gameplay, all right? This is all like just kind of footage. Again, as far as we know, there's really no information on this. The most important thing that most people want to know, how many players are in it? Again, we don't know that information. Also, as far as shotguns go, this was taken from Hutch's video. He just said that shotguns suck in the game. I mean, to me, like, that's a kind of big deal. I hate dying to shotguns, okay? I really dislike getting one-shotted, okay? That's just something, but the shotguns can't really one-shot because of the 150 health. So if you're a shotgun player, At the moment, there's only one shotgun in the game. Maybe that's the worst shotgun in the game. But you figured they'd make a shotgun one-shot, but like apparently not. No one-shotting. So again, if you're a shotgun player, just keep in mind that's something that is there. Also, a lot of people are complaining that it's a 5v5 game instead of a 6v6 for like its base mode. However, you guys can see there's definitely room for another player there. It could be it's too difficult to get 6v6 running properly. Which if you're scrambling to get 6v6 running properly, how are you gonna make a battle royale with like 100+ players? I don't know, but I have faith in Treyarch. Just please work like the first day, because if you guys play Black Ops 3 day one on launch, heck, the game still kind of has issues with like connecting and. Oh my gosh, the game has some issues at launch, but that's to be expected kind of with every single game. The other thing I wanted to mention is the fog of war. Over in the minimap, you guys can see like it's all blacked out. You kind of have this like small little area. Along with your teammates, there's gadgets, and I want to separate this video from like the gadgets and stuff. This is kind of a blanket video of the things that have changed in the game, which to me, it's not really that big of a deal, but the thing is that unless you memorize the minimap and someone's a little red dot because they fired without a suppressor, it's going to be a little bit difficult to tell exactly where they are, unless, again, you're more familiar with the map. Not too big of a deal, but it is something new, and I figured I would mention it because that's the point of this video, is to showcase all what's new and the things that you wanted to know, because while I was streaming, we were talking about this last night. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. I might be playing a little bit of Black Ops here and there just to kind of refresh myself and get ready kind of, obviously for the hype. And plus, there's double crypto key and XP and weapons all this weekend. So it's kind of nice that they're doing that for, of course, Black Ops 3. But anyways, that's all the new information. That's all the Battle Royale, vehicles, all the information is indeed there. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed all the information. If you guys felt like I missed out on anything, I would love to hear something down below in the comment section below if there's any other important things. But basically, I covered everything from the stream last night, from the hours that we spent looking on Reddit, as well as doing the live stream and talking about the new Black Ops 4. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I am signing out.